Back. What's going on, peoples? Big Lou tapping on in. What it do with Big Lou and FCR2, baby, baby. I'm not even gonna flex because I lost a lot of weight, especially in my arms. So I flex. I got a whole bunch of flab right here in the bottom where my horseshoes used to be, and it's crazy. But see, we got 4 people. How y'all doing? Send mines. This is Saldana. What it do? What do? What do? What do? What do? Whatever that means. Well, I salute to you all once again for tapping in. Let everybody know about my situation. Oh boy, it was pretty bad. I got sick the end of April. End of very actually it was the end of April and the beginning. It was the beginning of April, the end of April, excuse me, and the beginning of May. I went to go pay my cell phone bill, and I was feeling sick, and I ended up being stuck there in the parking lot for 4 days, and I was just throwing up, and I thought it was some bad food, but when you get food poisoning, you usually get through it within a day to 3 days tops, right? And this was an ongoing thing for well over a week, and then it turned into like 17, 18 days. I didn't eat anything, nothing at all, nothing. People were bringing me food, and it was just sitting there. It was more towards the end, but anyways, uh, I was just drinking Gatorade, and by me not eating and drinking the Gatorade, it made it work, made my condition worse, right? I wasn't getting no nothing. And so what ended up happening was and I wasn't laying down to sleep. I was staying right here in the seat, and I would just I would fall asleep and lean over. My cane was right there, so my cane would keep me up. I lean over like this, and the cane would keep me up. So, anyways, the ambulance was called. Everybody was outside trying to get me up, and I couldn't snap out of it, man. Let me rewind a little bit. I went and laid down finally after 17 days, 18 days. I finally laid down, and it was hard for me to get on the bed and scoot because on the bed, the way it's designed, there's no side. You can't walk on the side, so I have to get on from the end, get up on get my ass on there, and then scoot back. That was hard, right? So I finally laid down, and I knew I was in bad. I knew I was in bad shape. I had been in bad shape, and what happened was, the next day when everybody was trying to wake me up, I couldn't snap out of it. So I kept putting my head up, looking around, and I kept going like this. I couldn't shake it, and they made the call to the ambulance, and they carried me out of here. And at the time, I'm 290 pounds, right, or 300 pounds, whatever I was, and I already had probably dropped a good 8, at least 8 pounds already in those 2 weeks of not eating, but I think more, to be honest. And, so they carried me out of here, took me to the hospital. That was another ordeal. It took like 4 hours to get in the hospital, kept me outside the whole time, and then they gotta. I guess all the patients now got to get rinsed off uh, if they believe anything's contagious. So they put me in like this man-made little shower thing with the hose and like I was an elephant or a beach whale. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking embarrassing. But anyways, from there, I finally got in the hospital, and they're poking me everywhere, and and I'm dehydrated. You keep in mind, I didn't eat nothing, didn't drink. I was drinking Gatorade, but I guess the Gatorade made it worse. Uh, Especially with all the sugar in it. And they were telling me you're not urinating. And I was urinating, but I guess what was coming out wasn't really urine. I don't know about that one. So they put a catheter on me. I'm awake. It's not like I'm knocked out. I'm awake. They put a catheter on me. That shit hurt. Man, it hurt. You're getting poked all the time. They're waking you up every couple hours for blood. They're coming in doing an EKG on your heart. Then they're doing. I had a biopsy on my kidney. I had to go into a MRI deal, and they got certain rules. Not rules, but breathing techniques that you got to listen and pay attention to. And so they gave me some blood pressure medicine that just like made me feel limp. I couldn't move really too much, so I was on my stomach, laying on my, your feet like this. My feet got all fucking tore up, It was just a bad ordeal. Anyway, so the biopsy, I come back, they put me back in my bed. I'm freezing cold. They put me in the bed and they said I can't. They put a sandbag underneath me, right where they put the biopsy, and they're monitoring my urine to make sure there's no blood in it, because if there's blood in it, that means that I got damage. There's a little bit of damage done during the biopsy. So when I get back from the biopsy, it's about 5:30, 5 o'clock. They said I can't get up or anything until 10:30, but I couldn't freaking move anyway. It felt like I was paralyzed. Trip, man, the hospital, right? So, oh, and then before all that, I got put on dialysis machine now. My kidneys are bad. So the reason why I was throwing up was because my kidneys were starting to shut down on me. My back wasn't hurting though. That's the thing. It started hurting later on. So they put me on dialysis. I did dialysis 3 days in a row, and then a break, and then I did it again, and then I haven't did it since, which is about 10, 12 days now. 10 or 12 days, I'm not sure. My numbers came back up a little bit. I guess when I came in the hospital, I was like my hemoglobin levels was at a 4.5. Now I'm up to 15, but they want you at 60. So I don't understand. So I'm way off with 15, right? So they did a ultrasound on my bladder and my kidneys. And then I was finally, oh no, let me take. I ended up checking myself out after like 2 weeks from the hospital. I couldn't take it. My mind was just tripping, and it seems like, I don't know, man, but it seems like when you're in the hospital, you just start, like, you're falling into the bed. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but you feel like you're falling into the bed, and your mind's just going. It's like it's being something sucking your mind out of you. I don't know, man. It's a trip. So I had to get out of there. So I got out of there. I checked myself out against medical advice, and I went to my brother's house, spent the night there one night, and I spent the night in the motel one night. Man, it was something else. But anyways, my dogs are gone. They gave my dogs away. Man, fuck. Um, I got my clothes and all that, but my place where I was living, that's gone, which is this, and I got to be out probably in a few days. There was a program that said they were going to help with a motel room. I called him today, and the guy's like, oh, and he's like acting like he's lost and you don't know what's going on. And he says, oh, we don't do that. That's the hospital does it. He didn't tell you. I mean, I didn't hear that any other time before. Matter of fact, when I talked to him Friday, it was call me Monday. We'll see. So I'm trying to go through the home, at least the homeless. I've been at my brother's house. He don't mind me being there, but I'm not the type of person that likes to take extra space if I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in people's faces. I'm 45 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. I don't want to be in people's right in people's. My sister-in-law wakes up and there I am. She goes to bed, there I am. She comes back from work, there I am. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So the little bit of money that I had, I'm offered for them to help them out with food, and I asked to help them with rent, but I can't stay here forever. They got 5 kids, a granddaughter. My little nephew and niece, they got girlfriends, boyfriends that come over. They got a few dogs themselves, so there's room there. It's just like I said, I'm just not that type of person. But I will say this: being around family has been helping me with my morale. It's been lifting me up. You know, I'll say that right here, right now, off top. You know what I'm saying? So that it is what it is. So I'm trying to. I hate to ask, but I'm in a bad position right now as far as money, a place to stay, and I'm trying to, like I said, I don't want to be in my brother's hair. Well, he ain't got no hair, but on his head, or in my sister-in-law's hair all the time, because that wasn't the plan originally. The place I went to, they turned me down and kicked me out right away. I didn't even. All I said was I didn't feel good. That's all I said, and I made a phone call. It was a voice message thing. So, anyways, it don't matter. That's neither here nor there. It's already done, said and done. So I hate to ask anybody out there, but if anybody can help me out, I got my Cash App right there on the screen. It's money sign Big Lou, lowercase BIGGLOUPR. Um, that's where we're at. So oh, so I go. So what happened is, I still had the port right here for the dialysis. So I had a tube and all that catheter type deal hanging out of my chest, and I had to go. I had to be put under for them to install that. And so everybody's tripping like, hey, if that gets infected, and which is true because I've heard that before over the years because I had family members that were on dialysis, and so what happened was it took me. I ended up going back to the hospital. They finished more blood. They took more blood immediately. You had all that good stuff, great stuff, And back in the hospital bed, I was for what, another 6 or 7 days, 8 days, and I'm like, man, I got to get out of here. I got to go, and I went from using the walker. Well, first when they picked me up, I couldn't walk at all. I couldn't get up. So I went from that to the walker to walking with the cane, like I used to do anyways. Anytime my legs were bothering me, my feet, but basically my legs, and I don't need it now. You know what I'm saying? I use it just because, you know, try to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Try to be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm at. So yeah, I got an appointment next week for the phlorologist, which is the kidney doctor. Uh, and I guess they did blood. They drew blood on me the other day at a place where they do that separate lab you go to in our separate office. I don't know if they have the lab there. Anyways, go there. They did my blood work and then place. Uh, so I already seen my doctor the other day. Waiting for my nurse to get back to me. Ask some questions because they gave me 6 prescriptions and they only filled 4. So I need to know why they only gave me 4, and she hasn't got back to me yet. So uh, I got the specialist. Well, I got a nurse. A lot of phone calls got to be made, to all kinds of stuff. I set up a life insurance policy that's a hell expensive compared to. I mean, it's not for somebody that's working and got a good job. $70 a month ain't bad, but it's only 20,000 coverage, so it's basically just the funeral expenses. If that's the case, it's nothing more than that. But um, at one point, I had one where I was paying $11 a month for 50,000. So I don't know what the hell is going on there. Then they transferred me to the dental, and I'm like, a vision. I'm like, I don't need vision because I don't need glasses. I go, but dental, maybe. Let me hear the price. And he told me the price. I said, I'll pass that right now. He just clicked on me. He hung up on me, and I was supposed to get transferred to another agent for a different, a different, not medical, not mental, no, not medical, dental, or vision, but like food stamp shit like that, right? I'm not too proud to beg, man. I'm in a position right now where anything helps, and like I said, I'm at my brothers right now. I want to help them out the best I can, and but he won't take money from me right now. Big Lou, my prayers go out to you. Thank you, Templar 13. Oh shit, shoot, they changed it. They changed this deal here. Changed how it goes. That raccoon. So that's where we're at. You know what I mean? Oh, that's where I'm at. There's a lot of calls to make. There's a lot of things going on now. I mean, it's life changing what happened with me. So I mean, at some point, supposedly they got a chair for me at dialysis if I need it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need it at some point if I'm only scoring a 15 on my hemoglobin and they want me at 60. But she said if I can go up to 20, 25, 30, that's really good. So I don't know. I will say this, and I'm not trying to gross somebody out. My urine today was normal color. It's been coming out really like sun tea, like really dark and that type of color. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, prayers are good all the time. God's good all the time. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. And then like I said up here on the banner, oh yeah, there it is. Feel free. Cash App, yeah, money sign BIGGLOUPR, all lowercase, all one word. Um, so yeah, that's where we're at. So then the deal is with my dogs is I can get Daisy back, but not Champ. So, I mean, who made that deal? I didn't make that fucking deal. These are my dogs. Man, fucking heartbreaking, man. So, I know that's gonna, when they get separated, I know that's gonna fuck Champ up because they've been together since March of 2023. So, you know what I'm saying? It's going on. This coming March will be 3 years they've been together every day, except for one time Daisy was in heat when I moved from my dad's place, and Gigi took her because she was in heat, and I didn't want her pregnant, obviously, and because the way that works is when the dogs first start heat, the female won't let the male mount her, but after about 10 days, 8 to 10, 12 days, she will let him. It's called flagging, and she'll back up to him. She'll put her tail up or to the side for him, and boom, if you're not paying attention, you know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, so they've been together almost 3 years, every day except for that. So that during that time when they were separated, when my niece took her, I mean, he was sitting in the corner and just like you can tell he's moping. He just was like, "Where's my girl at?" You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to call him brother and sister, or if you want to call him that's his old lady. You know what I'm saying? But they're really close. They take care of each other. They clean each other. It's just, so it's gonna be a mug for it's gonna be, for him. He's gonna go through it. You know what I'm saying? It will. Hey, what's going on? Christ 17 TV. Go way back. Oh, what happened on stage? Okay. Yeah, so if everybody here go check out Christ 17 TV. He does food he goes all over eating in what do you call that? Scoring restaurants or whatever. Um so yeah, that's where we're at. That's what's going on with me. That's why April during April, and I didn't come on because I wasn't feeling good. And I was just like every chance I got, I was sleeping. Every what I'm saying, every chance that I wasn't actually doing something hands on or something, I would fall asleep. You know, and they got me on all these pills now. I don't know which pill it is, but one of them don't make me. It makes me feel funny. Uh, I don't know which one it is. I have to figure it out. They got me on like two, three different antibiotics, and they got me on a blood pressure pill, and the other one is I can't remember right now, but they also got me. I was supposed to get anxiety, some for anxiety. That's what I had bad at when I left the hospital. I had some anxiety. I had to get the hell out of there. And it's weird because my dad went through all the same stuff. Being embarrassed, sitting on the toilet with the nurses standing there, the nurses trying to wipe your butt. Saying your balls and shit hanging out. Saying it's he's like you're a baby. I told my mom the first time she came to see me, I said I feel like a feeble old man. And I'm the youngest one out of my brothers. I'm the youngest one by far. My oldest brother's like 15 years older than me. My second brother's 12 years older than me. 11 is 1 month shy of a year. He's born in June. I'm born in July. Matter of fact, his birthday's in a day or two. So happy birthday to my brother Duck. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, I hate doing this, but uh, I hate coming on here asking. But man, I'm in a bad spot right now. And I was told by certain people from certain organizations they would help me and this and that, and now it's like, oh, they don't know what's going on. The one guy don't know what's going on. He said it's the hospital. And I'm like, dude's never told me that. First time I heard that crap. So I'm trying to get a hold of this shelter because the shelter allows you to have one dog. And I haven't even seen my dogs. I haven't talked to them, or at least talked to them over the phone where they hear me. Uh, you know what I mean? Supposedly they're at a place where there's a big yard, which is a good thing. They get to run around because they need that exercise. But uh, yeah, I need my dog, man. I need my dog with me right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's man, it's one of them things, man. And we did it. We did it. I did it with them two big ass dogs. My boy Champ weighs 132 pounds. Daisy weighs 96 pounds. We made it work in this little studio. You know what I'm saying? We made it work. I was able to, they knew already what to do. I move a certain way, Champ goes by me. He goes on the other little side. He knows. When I sweep and all that up here, Daisy, go over there, Daisy. She goes over there. And then when I'm done sweeping under the table, I say, okay, go in there. She goes back under the table. They made things a lot easy on me. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention it was my road dogs, so I'm gonna have to do my emotional support animal paperwork again and get it renewed on Daisy, because before Champ was with me and Daisy was with my daughter, but now they got another dog. So uh Daisy will be under my name now, and Champ will be in his new home. I mean, hopefully that I be visiting him whenever I want or I can, something like that. But it's gonna be tough to walk away from him. That's for sure. Like I said, I didn't make that decision, and nobody should have made that decision. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I mean, at the time, nobody knew what was gonna, like, as far as how long I was gonna be in there. And I'm not gonna lie, that first night I was in ICU, or the second night after the procedure, I thought I was dying. I felt so weird, and I thought I was dying, and I don't know how to explain it. It just felt weird. It felt like I was dying, and I made my son stay there with me, which I shouldn't have done. I put too much on his shoulders, but he stood there like a man, like the man he's been grown up to be. And he's 21 years old. I go, damn, boy, you don't even have kids yet, and there I am making you do this. I told him he had to keep me alive, keep me awake, and I couldn't sleep. The first couple of days, no sleep at all. I had a terrible night. The first night, damn, I had a terrible night. The first night, they kept showing the cancer on the TV, and it just terrified me. Terrified the shit out of me when my dad died of cancer. And every time the program I was watching, it'd be commercial, cancer, the Cancer Society, the fucking St. Jude's, the Cancer Society. And I started feeling guilty because my dad used to donate to them. You know what I'm saying? And he said that the poor kids shouldn't have to go through that shit. He's an old man, and they're little kids. They shouldn't have to go through shit. I started feeling guilty because I had been donating. It's crazy, man. I'm out here crying like a fucking baby. But nuts. Anyways, so that was going on. Then I changed the TV, and they're showing these. I think it was SVU, and it was commercial too. And they're talking about kids that are getting hurt, molested, and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I changed to something else, and it's about corruption. And I'm thinking, damn, it's the first time I really thought like that. Damn, this world's crazy, man. The fucking kids are bad. Kids are gonna have it bad after we're gone. You know what I'm saying? There's crazy shit going around out there. This Diddy shit. There's a lot of weird shit going on, man. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of people exposed from that shit too. And people are gonna be surprised. Some people ain't gonna be surprised what it is, and some are gonna be surprised. So it is what it is. But so yeah, that first night I fucking had a terrible night. So I made the nurse. She changed it. She put some music on. Then that shit started getting to me. It was like you're in space, and after a while, that shit got to me. It was like, I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here, man? My mind is tripping. You know what I'm saying? And it's got to do, I think, got to do with some of that medication and all that stuff they're giving you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I can't put my finger on it, but that's what I think. Because some of those pills were messing up my stomach real bad. And they just continue to keep giving it to me. Like, what the fuck, man? So I stopped taking it. So I ain't taking that shit. It says nasty. As soon as you put it in your mouth, the buffer comes out off it right away. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, ugh, fuck that nasty shit. So I stopped taking them. that one. So that's where we're at with that. As you guys see, I shaved the beard off. I had to change the look up. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at with all this. What's been going on with me? So what I was saying was they have a chair supposedly for me at dialysis. But as of right now, I haven't been getting dialysis treatment. But that's that can change at any minute. But my appointment is uh the 20. I forgot 13th next 13th June 13th. My next appointment for that. And then my doctor appointment is 2 months from the day I went, which is July. Uh, yeah, 6/13/2025 at 1:20 with the kidney doctor. Oh man, so like I said, man, this right here is life changing. I definitely got to change some things up in my life. Obviously, certain things I can't eat, certain things I can't drink. I no pizza, no pasta, nothing creamy like cream of chicken. Can't drink orange juice, and a few other things. Pizza? What the hell? Oh, give me a good New York slice, huh? Christ 17 TV, huh? L&B's. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I don't have much strength in my hands. It's getting a little better now though, because uh, I see that snap. I couldn't get that a few days ago. Not. I mean, I'm not bragging like that. I'm just saying. And I don't know what it is when your fingers, the strength in your fingers, if it's from all the time they tied you off to draw blood, or is it from laying on it, or because I really don't lay on my hands. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. It has to be. Well, one thing, you're in the hospital. Well, before I went to the hospital, I had no strength in my hands. Couldn't break nothing. I couldn't I couldn't open things. I couldn't open my Gatorade bottles. I couldn't do any of that. So that happened before I went to the hospital. So it can't be tying off. But the difference was I had a different feeling. I had a different feeling afterwards in my hands than before. Before I just was weak. I had no strength. Imagine you don't eat for I didn't eat for like 17, 18 days. You, Carlos, both punks. Oh, I'm a punk? Shit. I'm a punk? Got me fucked up, Angel. The fuck out of here. A punk. No woman should be fucking calling a man a punk or a bitch. Nobody should be calling a man and nobody should be calling nobody a punk or bitch. Period. Got me fucked up. Fucking clown. Fuck out of here. You, Carlos, both punks. Got me fucked up. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, it probably is. Angel, if that ain't you, I apologize. But nobody should be calling nobody a punk or a fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let alone a woman coming out of a woman's mouth. Hey, how you doing? How's the dogs doing? They took my fucking dogs and gave them away. Fucking man. Anyways, fucking yeah. So I go to the dialysis the virologist next 13th, whatever day that falls on. I don't even know. Today's the 3rd. Oh, I got 10 days for that appointment. And then I go back to the doctor in July. Uh, so yeah, they said my kidneys are back. The kidney renal failure. Uh, mean? So, and then they said I was anemic, and then that's why I've been so cold, I guess. And those my blood count, my red or white, whatever one it is got back up. It's back up, so I'm okay there. A lot of my numbers are back up, but not my hemoglobin. It's at when I came into the hospital, it was like 4.5. Now I'm at 15. They want me at 60. That's a big difference. So yeah, I'm in bad shape. But yeah, that first night after they did that procedure, I thought I was dying. I thought I was gonna die. I felt so weird. The nurse was acting weird, like she was just trying to keep me. Uh, she was just trying to keep me comfortable. I guess best way to say it. I guess. And yeah. So like I said, I made my son stay with me that night. I put a lot on his shoulders, but he handled it. He's a lot stronger than I would think. You know, not that I would think, but more stronger than me. I would say that would tear me up. I was sitting there with my dad and he's dying. You know what I'm saying? Well, that ended up happening, but I wasn't 21. I was 43, whatever, 42 at that time. So, uh, like I said, this is a life changing thing that happened to me. And I guess if I do need the dialysis, then they're gonna have to re-put the port back in me, and I think they're gonna put it over here by my hand somewhere. I believe that one they put in my chest was just temporary, because they were like, you could, we don't know how long you might be on dialysis. So, like I said, I did it 3 days in a row, had 1 day break, and then went back for a fourth day, and then I haven't had it since, which is now it's like 12 days. I think I went in the hospital on the 11th, and I left Tuesday, whatever day that was. Tuesday. Oh shit, because this is the third. Second was Monday. The first was Sunday. 30th was Saturday. 29th Friday. 28th Thursday. 26th. I left on the 26th. So I was there 15 days exactly, and it was horrible. The food sucked. They're like, you gotta eat, and the food had no flavor at all. The only thing I ate was the little turkey patties in the morning, turkey sausage in the morning. I would tell them, give me 3 or 4 of them, and I would eat those. The eggs, scrambled eggs, were terrible. I didn't try to eat the English muffins. The cream of wheat was probably the best thing. Um, Apple juice, and they would give me a soup, some kind of soup sometimes. And I always wanted peaches, so I would smack the peaches back. You know what I'm saying? Do all that, but um, like I said, I've been at my brother's, and you know, he don't mind it because a lot of the years I didn't participate in family events a lot of times because I always had some excuse to. I mean, real excuses most of the time, but uh, not valid excuses if that makes sense. So the dogs, I'm worried about them. I can't keep them inside here when it's a certain degrees. I have to run the AC stuff like that for them. Uh, just different things. So anyways, we were all here the other night. Me, my 2 brothers, a few of my nephews and nieces. We're all on the couch watching a movie. That movie Sinner. I didn't really dig it, but we watched it, and felt good to be around family. Like I said, it helped me with my morale. It raised my morale and helped me. Uh, all my nephews are, they got 5 kids. I got 4 nephews and 1 niece, and they're twins, 1 boy and 1 girl. And they got 3 dogs, a husband and wife, a granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? So, who wants to have a 45-year-old man on their couch? Every time you come in and go to bed or wake up, there he is. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to help out, best I can with little money, couple dollars I have in my pocket for rent, and for food. I know it's expensive, uh, and everything's going up. Everything keeps going up, and it's going to go up. With these tariffs and stuff. Walmart's already said that they're going to raise prices because of Trump's tariffs. Uh, and so uh, I don't know what's going to happen. And the commercials make it sound good that everything's going right. But in reality, it's all about the rich making themselves richer and the poor and make the poor rich, poorer. And it's proof. Taking off 14 million people off of healthcare. You know what I mean? To give cuts to billionaires like they did in 2017. They didn't touch the healthcare, I don't believe, but they gave the tax cuts. And a lot of people are so naive. They're talking about, oh, well, when Biden was president, I got less money back. But it's still the Trump bill. It's 2017. It's an 8-year bill, 2017 to 2025. So if you're getting less, that was on Trump, not on, it is what it is, man. People got to learn how the government works and how things work, at Washington. I don't know exactly how everything works, but I know that, so I know certain things. But anyways, that's where I'm at right now with this life changing event that happened with me. I'm trying, like I said, I called the guy from that program today. He told me to call him today about placing me in a motel room for at least 3 days. And all of a sudden today, he says his place don't do that. That it's up to the hospital. So I made a call and left a message there with the case manager. Nobody answered. Nobody's answering me. Excuse me. Nobody's answering me back. So I gotta go another route, I guess, and see if they'll if they'll place me in a homeless shelter or something. I don't know. It's something I've never done before, but they allow you to have one dog. I can have my dog here with me right now. There's no reason I shouldn't. And just, I don't get no compliance from the people that fucking gave my dog away. So I'm very fucking pissed about that because it wasn't their decision to make. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't their decision to make. Not a decision like that. So I know Champ is gonna break Champ's heart if I do get Daisy and separate him. He's gonna, unless there's other dogs there with him, but he's I've seen it before. Like I said, when Daisy was in heat, her very first heat, was it her very first one? No, it was her second one. Her second heat. It was during the time I moved from my dad's. After my dad passed, my niece took her for about a week, and I was in a motel. Champ was just in the corner moping. His head was down. I had his uncle there with me. He didn't even go to the crate and mess with him or nothing. And that's the reason why my niece took him, because I had a couple of males that the uncle is fully mature, and he's smaller, and he would have been able to get on top of Daisy. Plus, Daisy had went up to him before while he was in a cage and put her tail up to the side, teasing him and shit. So, most likely they would have had puppies. Yeah, so I that's what's going on with me with them. Who's that girl? How's your dogs doing? Did those supplements make a difference? Do you notice any type of difference in their feet or anything like that? I don't know if your dog had Easty Westy or not, or those vitamins help a lot of people with their dogs with that issue. Easty Westy means their feet go out. Their feet go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Where are we at? Their feet go out like that. To the side. That's east and west. You might not even be here. I don't know. Let's see. You might not be here. So hopefully, some of the old subscribers that I got, some of the older subscribers I got or whatever. Yes, we are currently on the second bottle. Okay, good. So yeah, I had some other stuff ordered from Pet Lab Co. And I had it where it was every 40 days or 45 days. I canceled it, and they continued to send and charge me. And I had because the bank gave me back refunds on 3 overdrafts or over you call it over when you over when you overspend what you got in the bank, and then they charge you $34 per charge. I had 3 of them. They gave it back to me, $102, and then freaking Labco charged me $82. The money's gone. I'm like, man, I was gonna get a room with that money. And they took all the money, so I had, and like I said, I canceled them. I canceled a bunch of stuff, and they didn't honor it. So I had to go to the bank, have them print out transactions for like the last. Actually, I needed one from 2023, some healthcare that I had that I switched, and they kept continuing to charge me. It was 103 a month, and they owe me 3 months. So that's $310 right there. And then, yeah, so I got a lot of transactions. Patreon, what's the other one? DoorDash, a couple other ones, and that's gonna take. I think that's gonna take some time. They're not gonna just give it right back to me. The claims department. So I gotta go through all that. I'm constantly making phone calls. Most of the people don't answer. I don't understand that, but yeah. So yeah, they took the money from me and more products. I got so much products for the dogs. They get treated better than I treat myself. But I was gonna say, yeah, I need to get Daisy back at least. I mean, like I always said, if I had to make a choice between the two, then I would get Daisy. But man, it's gonna. I went to pick Champ up for the airport, and he was 10 weeks old when I got him. He was a little guy, and now he's December he'll be 3, and he's 132 pounds. He should start popping now, where he should start getting more wider. I haven't seen him in almost a month. I haven't seen him in almost definitely over 2 weeks. And when the ambulance came to get me, Daisy was, like she was whining and shit. She knew something was wrong. And when everybody was outside trying to get me up, they got excited. My son came. They're real close with my son. So my son came in. I think he was the first one to come in. He found me and he's like, "Pops, you okay?" And I'm like, I'm trying to shake it off. I couldn't shake it off. I could barely shake it off. I mean, I could shake it off to where I can understand. But even after that, I was a little foggy in my mind. They were asking me phone numbers and Social Security, and I couldn't remember. But then they asked you the same ones, what month it is, the president. That was no problem. You know what I'm saying? They didn't ask me maybe one or two other questions. Oh yeah, which town you in? They ask you, and I started messing with them. I started saying Sacramento, Sacramento, California, and because none of the ambulance asks you, then another nurse comes ask you, then a doctor asks you the same freaking questions. The police ask you, you know what I mean? It's a trip because that when I left, the police ended showing up about hours later. They said, "Oh, he's got a thing in him, and they got to take it out." "Oh, son, there was nowhere for your dogs to go. Who would take care of them? Sorry, we made the decision with what? Okay, yeah." So, anyways, that's what's going on. Uh, let's see. No issues or complaints. Yes, we are currently on the bottle. Matter of fact, I think I'm out of that. I got the vitamins, but I'm out of the joint. The hip and joint. I'm out of because that one only has what does it have? 120 tablets. Yeah, I believe it only comes 120 tablets, and the vitamins come 180 tablets. So you got two dogs, two a day. That's 90 days worth of the vitamin. But then when it comes to the hip, you got to go by weight. So Champ gets 4, Daisy gets 3. So that's 7 a day. 7 times 30 is 210. So you run out. You don't even have enough for the month. Then those little chews I get from Pet Lab Co, the one that they charge me again, uh, those only come 30 in the tub, little tub. So 30, you know what I'm saying? They get again 3 a piece. So that's 6. That's only 5 days worth. The stuff goes real quick. Like I said, I treat the dogs better than I treat myself. I got all kinds of stuff for them. Different shampoos, different powders, different. I got a big, nice comb that it gets a bunch of it out. I got different types of combs. I got different bunch of leashes and harnesses and collars and all that stuff. I got nail clippers for them. Nails are like a Dremel, but it's not loud like that. I got Got a whole bunch of stuff. Let me turn this off. I was charging up the battery. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Muggsy Siegel, what's going on? I don't hear. You don't hear what? What you don't hear, Muggsy Siegel? Huh? Flying the Italian flag with pride. That's right. Muggsy Siegel, I don't hear. What you don't hear, boy? Tell me. Sweet Lou Whitaker in the house. You already know. Player. Dollar bill, y'all. Uh-oh. There's my son. My son just drove up. My son just got here. My poor son that I put through a lot that night. Or actually, not only that night, the day when they found me. So trying to get him, I'm trying to steer him right. I didn't know you were gone. Yeah, I was in the hospital, man. You know, part of my thing when I tap in, I'm like, Big Lou tapping back in. What to do? And I flex. I can't flex now. I done lost so much weight. I lost about 30 pounds altogether. At least, yeah, 30, 20, at least 20. I wasn't sure where I was at. I was like 330, 330, 320, something like that. Now I'm at 274. Arms are skinny as hell, man. Flabbing on the bottom. Look at that. That's what that's what that back arm used to be. So I got to start working out, man. At some point here, once I get settled and find out where I'm gonna live, because I'm homeless right now. So I'm trying to get, uh, out here. I don't even like doing this, and it's hard for me to explain, but I got my Cash App posted there. I'm really in bad shape as far as staying somewhere. Like I said, I'm at my brother's. He don't mind me here, but his wife, I don't know. I'm not saying she minds me, but you go to work, 45-year-old man's there. You go to bed, wake up, 45-year-old man's there. You go to, go pick your granddaughter up, or pick whatever you got to do, and you come home and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay outside as much as I can, even though it's 100-degree weather or whatever. I just take my tank top off and kick it. You know what I'm saying? Watch YouTube or write, make phone calls. But I've been making a lot of phone calls the last couple of days, so that's where we're at with that. But yeah, it's tough having to come out here with being prideful and ask for ask for help from folks out there in YouTube land. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but it is what it is. I mean, all anybody can say is no, I ain't got it. You ain't even got to say that. You just don't just don't contribute nothing. It's simple. You know what I mean? So that's what's happening. That's what's happening, Captain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a life changing situation that's going on right now. I thought the volume was off. No, I didn't know you were gone. Yeah, I was gone. So that's what's happening with me. Uh, Hopefully at some point I'm able to get into a shelter or something. A decent shelter. I'm not trying to go to one that's ran down. Well, I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess I can't be picky. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I've been through worse, some worse stuff. You know what I'm saying? Many times I should have probably been dead. Things I was doing, involved with, things that happened. Um, Last time I went to prison, I went on a high speed chase and I ended up flipping the car like 2 times for sure. I don't know if it was more, but at least 2 times they pulled me out. It ended up falling back on the wheels. They pulled me out to the window, put my face in the dirt. I had dirt all in my ears for hella long. Uh, and you know what I mean? Uh, that's what happened there with that. But all I got was on my elbow was busted a little bit, bleeding. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It could have been, I could have killed somebody. I could have hurt somebody bad. I could have killed myself, killed somebody, or hurt myself bad. None of that happened. So that was somebody watching over, you know what I'm saying? So, and then all the other things I've been through over the years, doing dangerous stuff, extracurricular activities that I shouldn't have been involved with, that I was, you know what I'm saying? Put Cash App in chat. I can't see it on the book. Okay. Oh man. Oop, will it go in? There it is. Let's see. Let me put it on the screen. You see that? Muggsy? Let me put you on TV so I can see. Yeah, put me on TV. That's cool. Put me on TV. Let's see. What is it? How are you? Who is that? Bella Mia. I'm okay. I'm getting better. Starting to get, yes, Lord, to be, yes, Lord, to God be glory forever more. Yeah. Um, I'm all right. I'm getting stronger. I was saying earlier, my hands are really weak. I couldn't open the Gatorade bottles. I couldn't open a water bottle. Uh, Anything. I had no strength in my hands. But I was starting to think, was it from them tying me off to draw blood? But no, I was experiencing that, feeling that before I even went in. But it was a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You got that, Muggsy? I'm gonna take it off. And so I'm getting stronger. I went from, like I said, I couldn't walk to walking with the walker. Now then a cane. Now I don't need the cane. Um, but I use it still anyways. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I'm getting stronger. I'm starting to get a good feeling in my hand again. And then see when I go like that, not to act like I'm bad or anything, but you hear the snap. I couldn't do that before. Couldn't do that like 4 or 5 days ago. So it's getting there. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting there. So I'm getting there. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing. Um, Taking care of my wound care. I got a wound care they haven't even showed up because I don't have a good address to give them. But I'm taking care of it myself, and it's turning out okay. Let's see there. Thank you, Muggsy. Thanks for the 20s. Appreciate it very much, very much. Let's see how I do it. Forgot how to do this. Complete. Oh, it's complete. Okay, wait. Positive. They changed him the butt. Oh, here we go. I got it. All right, thank you, Muggs. I appreciate it, Holmes, very much. I hadn't seen you in a while. See, my stepfather had his stroke 2 months ago. He paralyzed on his left side. He's getting a little more mobility, little at a time. Little time. It takes time. Yeah, yeah. And it sucks being in the hospital bed. All your loved ones think, oh yeah, you need to care, but it just, I don't even know how to explain it. In my opinion, it felt like I was being sucked into bed. You know what I'm saying? It just was I don't know. That and it feels like they're sucking out your mind. You know, it starts becoming repetitive and like robot type stuff. Oh, here's your medication. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah. So you know what I mean? That's how it was. But sorry to hear that about your stepfather having a stroke, Bellamia. Yeah, they did a kidney biopsy on me, and I felt like I was paralyzed when I got back to my bed in my room. They put a sandbag underneath me on the side that they cut into me, and I couldn't move. And then they were like, "You can't get up or not until 10:30." And I think I got back from the procedure at like it was about 4:35 when I got back. So you're talking 5 hours, and then that last 30 minutes, boy, ooh, it was getting to me because my feet started feeling numb, and it's like I couldn't get comfortable with my feet, not my legs, with my feet. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but man, I was I was going through it. Every time a new person came in, I said, I gotta get out of here. I got to go. You know what I mean? And then they told me, oh, we're pushing for Tuesday. So then now I'm waiting for Tuesday to come. Come on, Tuesday. Waiting for you. Come around the corner when you come. And that was a mug. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was driving me nuts in it being in there. It's just, you know what I mean? Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, my brother. I'll see you later. All right, Muggsy, I appreciate it, bro. Have a good rest of your evening. I don't know if you're on the East Coast, which I think you are. So have a good rest of your evening. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it big time. Oh man. So NP, no problem. All right, homie. Salute. Um, what else was I gonna say? And then I'm in the hospital. My team, the Warriors. My team, the Warriors. Golden State Warriors. You know, I'm watching them get whooped by the Timberwolves, and I'm like, all the mistakes Draymond's making, and Kaminga, they're just throwing the ball away, and I'm like, God damn it! The Warriors done that for years though, making terrible passes and stuff like that. But this one was, man, this one was, it's more heartbreaking because Curry's older now. Curry's older, Draymond's older. They're getting older, and you can see it. Even though Curry still can light it up, he's getting older. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. He's already 36 or 37 now, so he has probably till he'll probably play 40. I don't think he'll play more than that because he's got so much money. It's not about the money. It would be about him, the love of the game. So if he continues to play, that's one thing. That's on him. But you know, I don't know if he's going to be there for the next Olympics because USA's in trouble. USA's in trouble. France has got a powerhouse team, and then you got Canada too. Canada got a strong team too. So, and then whatever country Jokic's from. So last Olympics it was KD, but mostly Steph that that brought him out with the gold. Curry got on fire in that last game. And he was hooking it up. So mm, I'm declining this request. So that's where we're at. So my Cash App's there. I got Zelle, but it's my personal phone number, so I don't want to just put it out here on here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to just put it over on here. And PayPal, I believe, is through your email. through your email address, I believe. Good luck on Bellamia. Bellamia, you got what kind of dogs you got? You got a couple of dogs, don't you? I think that's your dog's name, ain't it? Right? If I remember correctly. And it's 3:30 already. I've been on an hour already. Yeah. Time flies, huh? When you're having fun. When you're talking crap like me and acting like I'm a third person, talking in the third person. Ricky loves donuts. Ricky Henderson, they say he would talk like that. I don't know if you guys know Ricky Henderson. He used to play for the A's and the Yankees and played 25 years with like 10, 12 different teams. He played with the Mets, the Marlins, the Blue Jays, the A's, the Yanks. I think he was on the Angels too. Dodgers. He played with the Dodgers. Towards the end of his career, he bounced all over the place. He's the greatest leadoff hitter of all time. He hit more home runs leading off a game than anybody else in the history of baseball. Um, Baseball got some studs out there right now. Juan Soto, Aaron Judd, uh, Trout, Harper, Tani. How you say his name? Tani. The Dodgers. Mookie Betts. They got a lot of guys out there that are what's the good word to call them? They're hunks. They're good, great hunk ball players. Bella, you here still? You left. Might have left. Uh, I remember you having some dogs too. I believe. I think, like I said, I think Bella is the name of one of your dogs. If I'm correct. Let me know, por favor. Gracias. Um. So yeah, that's what's happening with me. That's what's been going on with me the last uh couple of weeks, and that's why you haven't. Prior to that, I hadn't been on at least a month because I was sick, and some days I just wasn't feeling it. After my dad passed, I'd be getting in ruts where I was stuck uh, for a while, a couple of days, and I don't really feel like doing nothing. I got a list of things to do, and then I don't do them. It's a constant thing that was going on there, so I got to get over that. I got to get some. I got to figure out how to get over that from that discouraging me or whatever, stopping me getting things done. I got to get over that hurdle too. So, anyways, that's what's going on with me. And all I could do is, keep fighting. I fought my ass out of that hospital. Like I said, I thought I was gonna die that second night, or yeah, second or third night, whatever. After they did the procedure, it seemed like I was out of it because they put you under, and I was out of it, and all of a sudden, like I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like some like life got put back in me, or I came back to life. Weird, very weird. And then throughout the rest of the day, I felt very weird, huh, very weird. I don't know how to explain it. And the black lady was down there. Her name's Netta, and I was saying something, and she's like, "Oh, I ain't fucking with you, Louie. Oh, I ain't messing with you." She didn't say effing. I ain't messing with you because I got that swag. You know what I'm saying? I got that swag where I'm like that. I don't want to say pimp swag, but I got that. You know what I'm saying? I got that. That dollar bill swag. You know what I'm saying? Where I could be around anybody. Asians, I could be around Samoans, I could be around blacks. Obviously, I could be around Puerto Ricans, right? I can be around Mexicans. And I can get with the program, the lingo, whatever is being said and done. I can slide right in like a chameleon, you know what I'm saying, and handle and do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's me. That's how I be. You know what I'm saying? I like kicking it with older cats. Like, I mean, older. So if I'm now I'm 45, I'm hanging out with cats that are like 55 plus, usually 60, 65 now. You know what I'm saying? When I was in my 20s, I hung around cats that were in their 40s. And I soaked up a lot of game as far as the do's and don'ts in the joint. You know what I'm saying? And I started getting schooled by my mom's first cousins that were the youngest cousins out of the bunch. out of my mom's, all my mom's aunts and uncles and all their kids. And then I'm talking a lot of kids. Grandma had 15 brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, and a couple that didn't survive. So imagine that. Each sibling of my grandmother had probably 4 kids, 5 kids. The only one I could think of that only had 1 kid, and it was Auntie Rosie, which was really her son. I mean, really her brother, and she raised him. My great grandmother gave her last son to one of her daughters, and she raised him as with their last name, her husband's last name, which is also my grandpa's uncle. So, so he was really a Hernandez, but he was raised as a Vega. You know what I'm saying? And my mom would call him cousin Bobby, but it really was her uncle. And then he had another brother that was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years older, maybe 2.5 years older. They looked alike a lot. They looked, in my opinion, they had that old 50s haircut, you know, the way they did their hair. And he was raised by my great grandmother, which is my grandma's mom, obviously. And that was my Uncle Ronnie, which everybody loved Uncle Ronnie. Uh, he just was a cool guy. He just, you know, he had, I don't want to know, I don't know if he was a womanizer, but he always had a different girlfriend for what I can remember. You know what I'm saying? And he had always had nice cars, clean cars, like my grandpa. And back then they cared about their appearance. And I say that because I had a nurse, he was a male nurse, my last day in ICU before I went to the regular floor. And this kid, you can tell he just rolled out of bed and came to work. Didn't comb his hair, nothing. And I'm like, damn. And normally that wouldn't bother me, but I had my grandfather on my mind a lot during those few days because my grandpa was a World War II veteran. I think he was a sergeant at one point. He became a sergeant. I'm pretty sure. But when he passed away, 21 gun salute. My mom got the flag because she was the oldest. She got the flag, and uh, you know, the men, those guys were men back then. World War II days, Korean War days, you know, those guys were men. You know what I'm saying? They cared about their appearance. They were proud of who they were. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a soldier. And they comb their hair. They wear ties. Now they don't even wear ties no more. But their suits, most of the people, you know, and it don't look bad. Well, sometimes it does, depending on what they're wearing. But you know, the colors they're wearing. But you know, this kid, you could tell, he just rolled out of bed, and I'm like, man, no, no, no pride in, take some pride in yourself. Comb your hair, man. You know, even though he might have been growing it out though. If he's growing it out, then you do hit ugly stages, and can't really do much about it. I think, but yeah, I tripped out on that. And then the flag was right outside my window. It was flying, you know, and I felt a sense of pride, you know, that my grandfather fought in World War II. You know, back then well, you could sign up, but these guys were drafted. These guys were drafted and had no choice but to go to war. You know what I mean? So, you know, that could happen again. You know, nobody's safe from that. You know, it could happen again. You know, it was just, you know, especially with everything that's going on with, you know, Iraq. I mean, not Iraq, but Iran. You know, Israel and Palestine. You know, Russia and Ukraine. You know, if Ukraine would have been part of NATO, we would have had soldiers on the ground there. Because if you mess with one, you mess with all. Just Bella, she's a Shih Tzu. She's 15 years old, huh? She's a great grandma. Did she ever have puppies? 15 years old. Imagine that. Man, 15 years old. Daisy's barely 3. She'll be 3 in August, and Champ will be 3 in December. And then I remember when I was a little kid, we had a dog named Widow. I'm not sure how old he was, but he ended up getting hit by a car. He was a little dog. Most of the time, we always had big dogs. No, she didn't have any puppies. Okay. Shih Tzu. Oh, I was thinking of Yorkies. Shih Tzus are white, huh? No, I think they probably come in black too. You got popular small dogs are Shih Tzus, Yorkies, obviously Chihuahuas, Pomeranians. What else? Dachshunds, the wiener dogs. A lot of people have them. They're cool little dogs. I'm in the big dogs though. No, I always had to be on top of it with Daisy and Champ, and I'd have to separate them. I had to put a doggy gate. Thank God he's pretty obedient, where because he could jump over that gate easy or just knock it over. And he don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, a lot of times in my situation, they help me out. They make things easier on me. A lot of times, you know what I mean? Like I said, you don't have to sit there and say, "Go over there, go over there, go over there." And they just know. I step a certain way and I stand a certain way. Champ knows go by me and go on the other side. I don't even really have to utter the words, just by my movements. And he's on top of it. So, but I missed him throwing little treats to him, and he catches them. And Daisy, I drop them down in her mouth. The difference is with Daisy though, I can give it to her like this, and she takes it easy. And I just tell her easy. Champ, he go give it to him. He's snapping, so it's a little different. But the last few times though, he wasn't doing that. That's one of the things I messed up on. I should have been more on top of that. But as far as when they're eating, though I've seen them eat together with I've seen their faces in the same bowl many a times, and they don't snap at each other. And then what I always did was I always petted them from the time I got them till now, or to the last time I had them. I would pet them while they're eating. That way, if anybody, like a little kid, comes up to them, pets them while they're eating, they don't bite them or snap at them or just growl and scare the kid. Whoever kid it might be. So I would always mess with Champ, pet him, go like that. And he continued to eat, and I even touch his balls. Fit Bully TV said he was doing that on his live stream or on his pre-recorded videos. It gives them more confidence and trust in you, and he calls it harassing them. Harassing them. That's what he's doing it. I was very close to getting a Chihuahua, but I saw Bella's picture and I just, okay. Oh, so you were shopping. You were shopping for a dog, and you were gonna get Chihuahua. You wanted a Chihuahua, and then you seen Bella. Was her name Bella already, or did you name her Bella? Because that Bella Mia would mean what? My beautiful, right? My beautiful. Spanish. That's what it'll be. So, you put Bella Mia. Is that Spanish or is that Italian? Or what's the other one? Italian, Spanish, or not Portuguese? I don't think. Let's see. Spanish, Italian, or Sicilian. And that's it. Right? Yeah, because Portuguese, the only other one is kind of similar. Bella mia, me ne spiace. Andiamo a mangiare. Spaghetti, i pane. That's all the Italian I know. I don't know what dialect is, if it's a Sicilian or that's just regular Italian. Bella is Italian. I named her Bella. Her original name was a weird name, so I changed it. That's right. So Daisy's name was Daisy already when I got her, and I was gonna change the name, and then I knew my daughters were gonna be like, "Keep it, Dad," so I ended up keeping it. And what I ended up doing was she got two names: Daisy Queen, like Dairy Queen. So I named her Daisy Queen, just to put that little twist on there, right? And then she's also name is Daisy La Sula, Daisy the Blue, because she's gray, and in the dog world, that's considered, they call it blue. But if you look at the paperwork, sometimes it'll say blue and white, and other times it'll say gray and white. So, because the blue comes from the black, you know what I'm saying? So Daisy carries blue, black, cocoa, and they say she got a diluted gene. She's got a diluted gene, so that any colors that, like the brown color, will come out more light. And I forgot, it mentioned something about red. I don't know if that red comes off the cocoa or something, but because she has the two lowercase d's, which is diluted. If she had two uppercase D's, that would be Merle, because her grandfather is Merle, but she don't carry it. It's important for you to. It's important to. Excuse me, digging all in my ear. I got a hair right there for the. I like the name Daisy. It's very pretty. Thank you. What was I gonna say? I forgot. We were talking about Daisy and that. I forgot. It was I was talking about. On my mind went on that hair sticking out right here. Champ, I named him Champ. Champ was the only dog that I named. Out of all them dogs I had at one point, I had 6 dogs. Champ was the only one I named. All the other dogs were named already. So, and Champ has his own look. You know, he's big, he got a big ass head. You know, he's sable, and then he's got the black muzzle and the black. They call it a black mask, and that comes from the mastiff he has in him. He only got 9% mastiff. It's enough though to give him certain features of a mastiff. They call it smut. That's the real what they call it, smut. He's you know, like I said, he got his own look. Thing with Champ though is he's so freaking tall. He's 26 and a half inches tall. And the standards for that breed, especially if you're putting him in the show, dog show, dog show ring, you know, for ABKC, which stands for American Bully Kennel Club. They don't just have bullies in their club. They have dogos. They got all the different bulldogs. So that's French, English, Old English, American Bulldog. They have the Bull Terriers like Spud McKenzie, and let's see, a few other ones. You know, French Bulldog, all those, and they're all in there. So it's not just American Bullies. And then the bullies have like 5. Let me see, they got Micro, they got Extreme. What's that other one called? Standard. They got the XL, or they got the Pocket, excuse me, and the XL. So my dog's fall under the XL, but Champ really doesn't because, like I said, he's 26 inches, 26 and a half inches. So he's okay. So the standards are for a male, 20 inches to 23 inches, for a female, 19 to 22 inches. So Champ's 26 and a half. So that he's got really long legs. So it takes away from his chest. It makes it look like he has no chest. But then when he sits down, that's when it pops out. You know what I'm saying? And he's got more narrow shoulders. So I'm hoping at some point here he pops a little. He pops a little more, gets a little more wider. But it really don't matter because I don't have them. So, but it does matter if I use them to breed. You know, since Daisy is 20 inches tall, she qualifies for the standard for the female, which is 19 to 22 inches, and Daisy's like 20 inches. Right, so she's good to go. Now, I was told by many breeders that if you breed them too, Daisy and Champ, Daisy at 20 inches tall, Champ at 26 and a half inches, that should be compatible and offset each other. So in other words, puppies should be smaller, shorter. I mean, not smaller, but shorter. You know what I mean? At like, 24 inches, 24 and a half, which is still over the standard, but it's not being overly tall like Champ is. If you get what I'm saying. When I was a kid, my grandma had a dog named, let's see. When I was a kid, my grandma had a dog named Daisy. She was a Mutt. We called her Daisy May. Daisy May. Hey, Daisy May, come on now, girl. Get in the house. Daisy May. Donna. I think that was my grandma's name, Donna May, I think. Donna May. Mom, you're here. Let me know. Give me just a thumbs up. Donna May, right? My dad's mom. So, anyways, I can't. I've been on here an hour and 20 minutes. What was I talking about? The dogs. Who let the dogs out? Roof. Um, what's his name? Uh, oh, um, Raul. Raul has a channel called, and I said it on here a few times, QBNK or QBN Kennels out of Texas, Cleveland, Texas. He's a XL bully breeder, but now he's moved a little bit away from the XLs, not just temporarily till he figures what he's doing out. He's got pockets now, and he believes that the pocket bullies are more put together than the XLs. And part of the reason being is that the XLs carry a lot of them carry mastiff traits, and his opinion, that's not good. So, he would always say something about long-legged dogs with like what did he say? Long-legged dogs and something, and Champ fits right exactly what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter because that's my dog, and he's been with me all this time, and we got a bond, and it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I never got Champ to put him in the ring, anyways, or Daisy, even though Daisy could do it. Uh, and that was not my intentions were just to get them to breed them together. And My situation didn't allow me, to do it because it's a lot of work to have a litter of puppies. You got to constantly clean after them. You know what I'm saying? You can't have them in the pen with shit everywhere. They'll roll all into it, have it all over their coats. That's not cool. Accidents happen, but that's not cool to deliberately be lazy and not clean up the pen and just allow them to roll around and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. And sometimes they'll eat the other dog's shit. That's definitely not cool. Then you got to watch them stepping in poop and then stepping into the water because they can get real sick from that. I forgot the name of it, but they can get real sick. And I used to always, when they would eat, some of them would like to step in the thing to get more food over that way, and you'd have to stay on top of that. So you have to watch them almost 24/7. And then too, when the mama's in there with them, she can roll over and smash them. But I had that uh, whelping box, and it has PVC pipe on the bottom. And what happened is the mom, if they're close by that, and the mom sits on them, they slide underneath. That box costs over $300. Matter of fact, my dad bought that for me. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. I'm here, yes. So Donna Mae that's my dad's mom, right? Wasn't it Donna Mae? Because Bella Mia right here, her grandma had a dog named Daisy Mae. So when I heard May, it clicked, and I said Donna Mae. Anyways, uh, Junior's here, ma. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at, people's folks. You know what I'm saying? So anybody can help me out there, it'd be highly appreciated. Uh, my Cash App's there in the banner right here under my face. Thanks for joining here on today's live stream. If you would like, yeah, Donna Mae, if you would like to contribute and support the channel a little bit more, feel free to Cash App at money sign, all lowercase, BIGGLOUPR. Thanks very much. Highly grateful and much appreciated. Donna Mae, yeah. So, um, I know I'll get some views on this later on too from other people. A lot of folks are working. They like to watch YouTube when they relax. And at some point too, I got to get with Mikey DeLeonardo Jr. so we can do some more boxing videos. A lot of stuff going on with boxing, so we got to get around to that. So, and I'm gonna stay on for about 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna jump off. I've been on an hour and a half already. Went fast. So, and anybody that contributes later on, I appreciate it, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because I haven't figured out on that Cash App how to respond back. You know what I'm saying? So I just say it here and now. If anybody contributes later on, thanks very much. It's much needed and appreciated. Because everything's expensive nowadays. I think rooms, we can't get a room no less than about a little over $100, 105, $110. Some places it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at. And like I said, I appreciate each and every one that not even if you donate, just the fact that you stop by and listen to what's going on with me, and those that commented, thanks. And you know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Today's not West Coast Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Oh, it might be Wednesday. It's Tuesday. So Throwback Tuesday. Um, it's a little hot. It's a little hot, and the medication makes me feel a little funny too, a little jittery. I don't know which one it is. I have to pinpoint it. I have to at some point figure out which one that is that makes me feel like that. But anyways, I'll tap out, like I said, and appreciate everybody that slid on by and watched the video, part of the video, all the video, half the video, whatever. Feel me? It's all good in Hollywood. You know, put my story out there. You know, I should have never stopped making videos. I was on track to doing well. On the screen there, it's got a dollar sign. I don't know. Are you able to donate here? That'd be through the YouTube, right? Let's see, new to streaming, or looking to level up. Check out StreamYard and get $10 discount. Oh, that's something for StreamYard. StreamYard too. I canceled one with them, and they still charging me $25 a month, and that's been 2-3 years worth. So add that up, 2-3 years worth. That's 25. That's what, $300 a month. $300 a year. Excuse me. I got a Patreon that I canceled, $10 a month. So that's $120 a year. I was donating money to Democrats Senate, $5, and I did it at one time, and they continue to take it from me, $5 a month. Right? It don't sound like nothing. But $5 times 12 is $60 a month. $60 a year, excuse me. 12 months, $5 a month. That's $50. Excuse me, and it's been like that since 2020. So do the math. You know what I mean? You're talking a couple $100. So hopefully they get this shit straight and they stop charging me. They refund what I got coming back, and that little money will hold me for a few days. Because I'm just not like the little money I got. I'm not just splurging it. Yeah, I ate once or twice, and I cover somebody for food and the restaurant. And that's it. I haven't been spending, because even though I got a couple dollars, doesn't mean that's there to just go blow. You got to start. People have to learn how to manage their money right. You know what I'm saying? That's a big problem with a lot of people. They just splurge it. As soon as they get it, it's gone. Back in the day, some of the dads used to go drinking Friday, and they get home, they're broke. You know what I mean? Straight broke because they drank all their money at the bar. Now, fuck, you go to a bar, the prices of a damn beer is like $8. Back then, it probably was $1.50. Back in the '60s, even the '70s, it probably was $1.50, maybe $2 tops, but I don't think that much. Too bad my grandpa wasn't alive, or those uncles from that era, and they would have been able to tell me. But what I was gonna say was my mom's first cousins, their brothers. They're some of the youngest cousins. Like I said, my grandma had 15 brothers and sisters. They all had a bunch of kids. The only one I could think of that didn't only had one kid was my Aunt Rosie. She raised her little brother, the youngest brother of all of them. And they used to school me on the pen, what's going on in prison, what not to do, what to do, what you're obligated to do, what you're not obligated to do, stuff like that. Your conduct, And like I said, those are my mom's youngest cousins. My mom, those guys are gone now. They passed, but one was born in '57 June, so he would have been this coming year. He would have been 68, June 28th. He's born in 57. And his brother was born in 58 of August or September. I can't remember. Two brothers, and they missed a lot of their family stuff too. And it always would be one would be in and the other one would be out. And then the other one would go in, the other one would come out. It was like that for a long time. But anyways, my mom was like 20 years older than them. Like I said, they're the second to the last batch of cousins. Uncle Ronnie was the youngest brother. His kids are the youngest. I'm not sure what their ages are, but they're the youngest. Little Ronnie and Debbie and I can't think of the other daughter's name. I never met her, but yeah. So these cousins, my cousin Jimmy and Aunt from Dakota, they used to school me on things, right? And I was real close with them. Spent a lot of time with them. I let Jimmy live with me. Anthony, I would go and hang out at his house all the time. And yeah, they both got sick and passed away. Which was I was telling my mom, I said I don't want the way they look, the way they prepare the bodies now after people pass it, they look weird. They put more dark stuff on them, and it doesn't look like them. So when my dad passed, I said I don't want to see him like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember him in the hospital when he took his last breath and all that. I want to remember him there. He still looked like himself there. And then another homeboy died, and I was sent a picture, and he was dark. He's like my complexion, maybe a little bit darker, but the way they made him look from the what do you call him, the Undertaker, not the Undertaker, but the mortician, where the mortician makes him look. Not to be disrespectful, it don't look like them, and I did not want to see my dad that way. Uh, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to see him like that. So I stood outside. I couldn't. When I walked in, I felt like the walls were closing in on me. I said, nah, nah. So that's what happened there. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. I've been on here an hour and 32 minutes. So I appreciate those that were able to contribute towards me getting a room or something. And those who later watch this and are able to donate or whatever, uh, it'd be much appreciated. And you know what I'm saying? I won't forget it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in a bad shape right now with obviously my health, but with my living situation. Like I said, my brother don't mind me there, but I don't want to I don't want to overstep my stay. You know what I'm saying? They feed me good. My little niece cooks every day. She made some noodles, some like pasta type noodles yesterday with some hamburger meat and some beans. It was a little spicy yesterday. Today it was okay. Uh, Maybe some tacos, prison tacos with bread. Then I smacked them back, and I had four of them, and then I still had a little bit in the bowl, and I put the bowl there. I thought I was done, and I was going to scrape that out in the garbage can. And then, I don't know, 10 minutes later, I finished the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the other family likes it too much. Spice, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So like I said, my brother don't mind me. He's always calling me in. I try to stay outside and here as much as I can. But then he calls me, "You want something to eat? We just made something to eat." But this morning he got off work. He woke me up. He gave me a bag of Jack in the Box. I only ate one taco and I ate one jumbo jack, and I had one taco left. I gave it to my niece. And then see, she's my second oldest niece, right? Gigi and her, yeah. But in reality, my daughter's my daughter. My daughter is second oldest out of the girls. My daughter's 24 years old. And I got two grandkids from her. Two little dark grandkids, little dark kids. But my granddaughter's real smart. She holds conversations with adults. Her name's Rosie, baby Rosie. We call her baby Rosie. They got another nickname they call her too, Ata or something like that. And then my grandson missed my birthday by one day. My daughter almost had him on my birthday. 24th of July, but she had him on the 25th. And he's gonna be 2. It's coming July. His name's Carlito. We call him Carlito. And yeah, so I got a lot of people, on my team or on they're looking out for me. My granddaughter's worried. We were worried about me. Are you okay, Papa Lou? She calls me Papa Lou sometimes, and she calls me Grandpa Lou. So it's funny to hear that. But anyways, but yeah. So that's where we're at. So anybody, like I said, anybody that's able to help me out. I hate asking. It's not my gig. It's not my type of thing. The Cash App's there. Anybody that donates in the future, after I post this and they end up watching it, I appreciate it as well. And I just appreciate everybody just coming to watch. Saying, listen, hear me out. Um, um, what I was saying about my brother's house. My sister-in-law, and she's been married. She's been with my brother forever. They got a 30-year-old son. You know what I'm saying? So she's been around. They've been around together for a long time. Um, and her, how we go? Her mom and my mom have the same cousins but they're from different sides of the family. So I told y'all, Puerto Ricans are all related somewhere or another by marriage, if not blood. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. But anyways, somebody gets up out the shower or whatever, there I am. They go in the room, get dressed, maybe come out in 45 minutes. There I am. Go to work, there I am. Come back from work, there I am. So it gets tedious after a while and old, right? And sometimes it can get old real quick, depending on how the person is conducting herself. If they're an a-hole or something, acting a fool, which I don't do that. I try not to do that, and I haven't done that. But anyways, uh, it's one of them things. But like I said, since I've been around my family, my nephews are real cool, all 4 of them, and my niece, you know what I'm saying, and they're really cool kids. They turned out real good, man. So that's real good. But it brought my morale up with them. It made me feel good being around them. So um, that's where I'm at. So I gotta figure it out at some point. I got this skedaddle out of here to a motel room or or the you call it the program, the homeless shelter. The homeless shelter allows you to have 1 dog per person. So I hope to get my dog soon. I need her. I need her with me. I need her right here next to me on the side. Um, People that never had a dog, they won't understand. Even people that have dogs, they might not understand. We had a real close bond. And everybody kept telling me how worried she was when they took me when they were working on it to get me out of my RV, and then uh, when they took me out on the gurney, put me in the ambulance, she was whining. I seen her, I seen her, and then when I went to the hospital, or even in the ambulance, I kept that she was right next to me. I don't know, it's weird if you follow me on that. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and tap out. I've been on here an hour and 40 minutes now. Um, like I said, thanks to everybody that donated, and anybody that donates in the future is highly appreciated. Um, I put it once in the comment section. I'll put it again. Like I said, if people don't have that form of payment, I have Zelle also, but I have to put my phone number, so I can't do it like this. I don't want to put it out there like this. Um, let's see. Come on. No, no, no. Let me show that. Okay, there it is. So like I said, I got Zelle, but I have to put my number. So anybody that wants a Zelle, I would, let's see, they would have to come into the background of the studio, and then I would be able to type it in where only they could see it, I believe, or my PayPal account. That's not a phone number. That's a email. I could let me see. I could probably do that. Some people got different forms of payment, you know. So, oops, Cash App is appreciated. Muggy shot me at 20. So that's the Cash App, and then oh shit, why did I do that? Oh man, Cash App. Okay, why is it doing that, man? The crusted joint. What's going on, baby, baby? Why is it's not letting me? Okay, let me try it again. What's going on? Crusted one. Been in the hospital, man. That's why I haven't been on at all. Cash App. And what's the other one? PayPal. PayPal. You just pay with their email. Yeah, I've been in the hospital. Fucking put me on dialysis, man. My kidneys are failing. So yeah, what do you call it? Zelle. I don't want to put my Zelle right here because it's your phone number. I don't want to put it out right here. So there's my Cash App and my email for PayPal. Um, yeah, crushed it once. I was in the hospital and they put me on. My mom, my mom came and found me on Saturday, the day before Mother's Day. Well, the Mexican Mother's Day, and I was in bad shape. I could barely get up off the seat. She found me, uh, like she always finds me, and she came back a couple hours and brought me water, Pedialyte, some pears in a can, and she came back the next day. Well, that night I decided. Oh, no, it wasn't that night. It was the morning, 6 in the morning or so. It was already getting light outside. I decided to lay down in the bed. It was the first time I laid down in over 2 weeks. I didn't eat in about 18 days, 17 days. Nothing. Ate nothing. I thought I got sick from some foods somebody had gave me. Well, usually when you got food poisoning, it passes within a day, 24 to 72 hours, roughly. So that wasn't the case. What was going on? I was puking for like the first week. Wow, the first week every day. What was going on was my kidneys were shutting down on me, and so when she came back Sunday, my kids were out here outside the RV. My granddaughter, um, my mom, my sister, a couple of homeboys were outside because there was a couple of homeboys that would check on me every day after I was sick. And ambulance came, firemen came, the cops came, and they were like, "Can you move? Can you walk?" No, can't walk. Well, before all that, I kept hearing people outside, and I kept trying to shake it off. And I'll go like that, and I couldn't shake it off to get up and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened was they ended up carrying me out, taking me to the hospital. Um, And then I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, 15 days. And they put me on dialysis. I did dialysis 3 days in a row, had 1 day break, another dialysis, which was the fourth one, and then they stopped. I haven't did it since. It's been like, it's been about 10 days, 12 days, something like that. And what happened was my numbers, my hemoglobin numbers when I came in were like 4.5, which is very bad, right? And then I got them up to 15, and they decided not to do no more dialysis on me. And yeah, it's hot out here. And what happened was they decided no more dialysis. Then they're gonna keep checking my blood and all that. Supposedly they got a chair for me, a dialysis chair for me at one of the clinics here in town, but because I had a port right here in my chest. I still got the scab right here. Do I? I don't know if you guys can see the scab, or they took it out right there, the dark piece. Yeah, so that was a scab from the thing from the port. It's like another catheter. So if I have to go back, they're gonna have to install another one. This one will go like somewhere over here on your wrist. Like my grandfather used to have it. I'll pop it right. So that's what's gonna happen with that. Hopefully I can get my numbers up to 25, 30. One good thing is I'm urinating normal color now, because I was urinating really like like an iced tea, like a sun tea color, and I'm urinating normal now. Not to gross nobody out, but that's all part of the medical deal there. They have to keep an eye on. Oh, what else? So yeah, so I'm on here. You know, thus far, everything that was supposed to happen with me is not happening with me. In other words, I was told they'll put me in a motel for at least 3 days. I have wound care coming. They haven't showed up. I've been doing my own wound cares, and it's almost healed too. And then uh, transportation, I ain't got no ride nowhere. Mom's been doing all that for me. And my son, Um, other than that, yeah, it's just my mom and my son helping me getting around. My son don't even live in town. He lives in Stockton. He lives in another town, a couple towns over. Like a good 20-minute, 25-minute drive from here. Um, and yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm trying to. Oh, then he said call him today, and he looked about a motel room. So I call him, and now he's like, he sounds like he don't even know what's going on. Honest to God, and he's like, oh, we don't give that voucher out. I'm like, well, he didn't tell me that Friday. He said Friday. I don't know, man. So that's what I'm up against, trying to get somewhere to live. I don't know, I'm looking for a little help if people can help, if they got it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got my Cash App posted there. And that PayPal, I think it's to your email address. And then, like I said, Zelle is my phone number, so I just don't want to put it out here. It would have to be in the background of the thing, of the of the what do you call it, StreamYard. So that's where we're at. Muggsy Siegel shot $20. That was much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, after I upload this, people see it and then drop. Able to drop a little something, something. Like I said, I'm not one to overstep my boundaries and be a hog about things, or be. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay out the way best I can. I've always done that. My brother even told me the other day that thanks for never bringing things around us or to us and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, I know, that's not me. I don't do things like that. I try to take care. How do I say it? I try to be responsible for what I got going on. Me, you know what I'm saying? Me and nobody else. But anyways, the Cash App's there. It's the money sign, lowercase BIGGLOUPR, for Puerto Rican. And then the PayPal is LOUD Romero, Romero, senior, SR, at gmail.com, all lowercase, all one word. Um, so, like I said, even if you can't donate, I appreciate each and everyone that stopped in and swung by and listened and watched the video. You know what I'm saying? And it means a lot that I was able to get a crowd of 10, 12 people here and there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I know people will watch it later. Some of the main subscribers, and maybe I can maybe a couple be able to drop a 20 and get me closer to that number that I need, and then I could hopefully have enough from what I have in my pocket, um, to get a room for a few days, or at least a couple days. Give my brother and him a break from my fat ass being around on their couch. You know what I mean? Um, because nobody wants a 45-year-old man laying on their floor or on their couch or wherever. You know what I'm saying? It's not what they want. What people want to see or do. Be involved with. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. So, you know, it is what it is. So, with that being said, I hate tapping out right now. Like I said, well, we can stay on until 2 hours. It's one. I've been on an hour and 52 minutes. We can stay on. They ain't gonna kill me. At least I hope not. If I'm out of water. Um. So it's gonna be OKC and Indiana in the finals. Those that are interested or know what's going on in basketball in the NBA, well, who you guys think? Who you guys got? Who's gonna dominate? Halliburton. Did I say his name? Halliburton, I think. Indiana, and then I'm tired, man. And that medication made me feel funny too, man. Fuck. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and tap out. My son's here, and I want to talk to my son. I'm getting tired. That's the only thing. Being in the hospital all that time, it made me. I lost a lot of strength, and I lost a lot of strength, and then when it's like steps to get back to where you were. You know what I'm saying? At the best part of yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, my hands were all numb, but they're getting feeling better now. They're still a little numb here, but now I can make that. I couldn't do this about 4 days ago. I couldn't make that noise, and I'm not saying tough guy or nothing like that, but yeah, I'm gonna take care of trusted joint, trusted one. I got to, man. I got too many people depending on me. I got little kids still. I got a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old. 14-year-old's Quinceañeras next year. I got to start putting money away for that. I got a 9-year-old. I got my grandkids and I got my older kids. So and my dogs. They depend on me, right? So I got a lot of people depending on me, and I got to get it right because if I die, they're gonna be, a lot of them are gonna be. Some of them are gonna be heartbroken or whatever. I hope they. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, some of those antibiotics made me feel weird, man. But anyways, like I was saying, my strength and energy is coming back. Um, the other day I walked a good like 4 or 5 blocks. Uh, I was cool. I was all right with it. It was hot though, but other than that, I was able to do it. I had the cane. Just the cane's more like just to look cool, I guess. But at times I need it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm tired right now. I just I slept last night, but then I got woken up at 4 in the morning, and then I started getting phone calls first thing in the morning at 7:30, 8 o'clock. I started getting phone calls from the doctor and stuff. So that's what happened there. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that slipped through, and anybody that can contribute to helping me out is much appreciated. And those that watch it later that are able to uh, donate, I appreciate it. And like I said, I appreciate y'all just coming by and saying what's up. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Big Lou tapping on out with what it do with Big Lou and FZR2, baby.